for those of you who have not participated in one of these lives, just ask your questions and I interrupt her. I'm really rude. And we'll get your questions answered. Sometimes I just ask random questions. So yeah, so here we go.
Okay. All right. So, Lori, if you want to share my screen, then we'll get right to it. I don't know if she's able to share my screen.
It's shared, my dear. It's shared.
Oh, great. Perfect. Thank you, Lori. She's brilliant. Okay. So what we're going to do, I'm actually going to turn you down. Which one am I? I hear a lot of feedback too on my end. Whoops, wrong way. Okay. Do you hear feedback from me?
No, we're good.
Okay, good. So I am on a site called Creative Fabrica, and it is a phenomenal site. It's the best thing since sliced bread, especially when you're using the Big Blue, and you can use it for your regular printers, your edible printers, and you can use print and cut with it. There's all kinds of different things that you can use this for. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take you into my favorites, because then you can see how wild and crazy I am at, saving hundreds of files. So all of these files are technically free to me. I pay a yearly subscription of $47 US, and then I can download any of these, which ones I want. So I'm going to pull these ones up just so you can see for Christmas. Like, how cute are those? And it's so easy to use it. You hit this download button, it downloads into your files. Then you can go in and pull out whatever files you want, because most of them have quite a few. Like this one has 24 PNGs. And then you can pull them out and change them to JPEG. You can move this, like I could take this guy and put him in front of, like a gingerbread house or something, and make my own file. As soon as you make your own file, then you can actually sell it if you want to. So if you're combining 2 or 3 different images from different places within Creative Fabrica, then you can sell that. So as you can see right here, it includes commercial license. That is a super important thing to have. And every one of these files has that. So I'm going to go back into my favorites, and I'm going to see if I can find the one that I was working on, because I move things around. Okay, so we're close to it. It's basically one of these ones. It's like a doodle art. So I'll just open this one so you can see it. This was from Thanksgiving. And it has all of these little images in the file that you download. I'm still getting feedback for some reason. I'm going to turn it down a little bit so I'm not, because I keep hearing myself talk and that's weird. So there were 13 files in here. So you can take all of these pieces and build your own graphic with them, and then turn around and sell it on Etsy if you want to, or sell it on a Patreon account or something like that. You can make cookie cutters based on these, whatever you want to do. So I'm going to go back into the main page, scroll up here, and you'll see all of these different tabs. So there's fonts, images, 3D crafts, needlework, photos, tools. You can even do classes, live classes on here, and they'll sell it for you. It's the coolest thing ever. So what I'm going to go to is Studio. Now I already have a tab open that's Studio, so we're going to pop up there. So I'm just going to click this open. And you're going to see on this side, it's basically like Canva. So you can get templates, graphics, text, elements, photos, and I'm going to go to upload. So if you want to pull up from your files that you've downloaded off of the Creative Fabrica main page, then you can upload them into Creative Fabrica Studio. And this, again, is all part of the Creative Fabrica world. Oh, we're clicking on and off. Are we good? We're good. So once you go into uploads, then you can click upload files, and that's going to pull up all of your files that you have downloaded, and you just pick and choose what you want for imagery. So I'm going to come up here, and where was it? It's right here. Not sure what just happened. I seem to be having a lot of issues right now.
We all have them, sweetie.
You all have issues?
Yes.
My page didn't come up. There's something weird here.
You signed
What
in?
happened to my page? I don't understand what happened. Okay, I'm just going to close this out. We're going to leave, and then I'm going to go back into my favorites.
When all else fails, close it and open it, right?
Basically, yes, because, you know, and we're going to go to start designing. And I might have to set it all back up again. What the heck? Create new design. And we're just going to go standard and create. Let me in. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to go back into, I might have to download, which is fine. Nope, they're there. Good. I was like, oh no, I'm going to have to go through this whole thing, but that wouldn't have been bad. It would have been good for you to see how I did that. So I'm just going to click on this, and it's going to pull it right up onto my page. And then I can take my nodes and I can resize it however I want, and I can adjust it by turning it, whatever I want to do. And then I'm just going to grab it, and well, it's not letting me. There we go. And move it up. And then I have a bunch of those little line drawings in here. So I'm just going to pick a few. We're just going to throw them in here wherever we want to. And as you can see right here, I downloaded these as transparent. And I did that for a reason, and I'll show you why in a second after I show you this. So I'm just going to resize these and move them around however I want. Let's see. Let's go with, we'll put this in here. And we're just going to turn it. So you easily can maneuver things in here and resize and shift them around. And you can add text if you wanted to add text, whatever. So as soon as I'm doing this and I'm combining these elements, this now becomes mine. This is my graphic. I can save it and download it and share it however I want. The one thing that I can't do is if I didn't have, let's say I didn't have this one and I didn't have this one and I only had, whoops, come on, let me pick you up. If I only had him, I can't sell that.
Because he was not manipulated in any way.
2 or 3 elements in order to be able to sell it as your own graphic or give it away as your own graphic off of here. So that's the main thing to note about that. Now, I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to show you why I kept that transparent. So this is a digital paper. And if I wanted to put this on a cookie, I could print that directly on my cookie, but I can also pop this on, and then I have a template, so I can pipe that on top of my cookie. It gives me a template.
Oh,
so you
that's
pipe
great.
right over it. So you don't need your transfers or anything like that. You can just print this part with this on it and then go right back in and start piping this on as your dimensional piece for your cookie. So that's another cool way to use this. So how do you want to do this to show the blue?
I guess that's what we're going to call it, the blue. Whatever the easiest way is. So if you guys can bear with us, because we just had some, like, things just aren't working out the way we want tonight. So
yeah, they're like clicking and stuff.
Let's go ahead and take your I guess your laptop, because now we can see your beautiful face. And I guess, is there a place to put it near your blue?
I'm probably gonna have to hold it.
Do you have an assistant?
I do not.
Okay.
I do not have an assistant. Unfortunately.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we'll figure it out. So let's just go ahead and bring it over, and you'll do the best you can. If it gets a little shaky, guys, just forgive us, please.
Yes, please forgive us.
Not working.
Okay.
You know how it is.
All right.
Let's go for a ride, everybody. You ready?
What's that?
Let's go for a ride. I'm talking to everybody.
We're going for a walk? Okay.
Yep.
All right. So,
Ooh.
you can see out my window.
Ooh, look at the bear. Let's see.
This is awkward.
It's okay. We love you anyway.
I'm glad somebody does. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Why don't you do this? Get everything ready to go. And maybe,
there's a fly in here.
It's okay. It's all good.
There's such a delay right now that I'm having a hard time to see if you can actually see it.
No, I'll tell you if we can't. You're fine.
We're good?
Yep. No, you have to work with your left hand or your right hand.
So now I have to like try and see what the heck I'm doing. Where am I here? I don't want it in this. I'm blinding myself right now, just so you know. Okay, I have to turn the camera for just a second.
Okay,
I'm trying not to drop my computer.
It's okay. Don't drop it. We're looking at the horse. It's really pretty. Did you make that?
That'd be very bad.
Did you? It's okay. We're all good, right, everybody?
That's good. I'm glad everybody's good.
Yes, we are good. And even Jessie Ann says, all is good. We always like to see everyone's face. It's a good learning experience. Yeah, I know, it's fun. Because everybody sits and, as you talk, we all look in the background to see what we can see. It's pretty funny sometimes. It's like, what's that? What's that? Oop, she's moving. So this is the big blue. And Heather acquired it. I forgot what you called it. What did you call yours? Sacre bleu? Yeah, sacre bleu. You just got to go bleu at the end. It's fun. She's used it for quite a few things. She does cakes, she does cookies, she does macarons. Trying to think what else you do. You're kind of very creative with it. I've seen you do some really cool things with it, which you did like the cookie puzzles before, I think.
Okay, so we're going. So one thing to note is on my template, I put a piece of acetate. That's what the cookies are sitting on. So whenever you get your edible paper from Debbie, don't throw your acetate away. So if you have icing sheets or flux frost or anything like that, don't throw it away. Okay? Keep that stuff. So I'm just going to let you watch it for a second, and then I'll flip it back over to me.
Oh, there it goes. We're not frozen. Woohoo!
What?
Nothing. It's fine. All good.
Okay.
So basically what she did is she saved whatever it was that she was going to print as a JPEG, loaded it into the template program, and once it was in there, she could print it. First, she went ahead and she printed a template so that she can know exactly where to put the cookie so it actually centers perfectly. And now it just prints. Now the nice thing about it is you don't actually have to sit there and watch it print. So Heather's probably going to take us back to her table so she doesn't have to break her arm, assuming she can hear me. And it will do its thing. So Heather,
you get it angled right so you can actually see.
You're good. We can see it perfectly.
Okay, good.
And you can actually go ahead and bring it back to the table while it prints, because I think everybody gets.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm bringing it back.
Bring it all
right
back to the dealer.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
So the first thing I'm going to show you, and it's going to be awkward this way, but I'm going to show you how to make this ribbon out of Flex Frost. So what I did is I took, first I'm going to get my gloves on. So I took, I had pearl Flex Frost, and I actually added a little bit of rose gold shimmer to it. Now, Debbie does have rose gold Flex Frost. I just didn't have any, so I used this. So I'm actually going to take a piece out just a sec.
Can you tell us what Flex Frost is?
And if any of you have ever made, lace, then you'll take right to making
Uh-oh. Hold on.
the paste for this. So, sorry, I'm having a hard time getting into the bag.
You put those darn gloves on.
A really hard time to get into the bag. Okay. Pull a piece out here. Okay. So this is what the pearl looks like. It's got a beautiful shimmer. It smells so good. Oh, smells like vanilla. So I just take a piece off. Just like this. And I'm just going to take a little piece because I don't need a big piece just to show you this. And where is my scraper? Just a sec. So I'm going to do it on here just because it's easier. So I just take it and dip it into water. So this is just plain water. And I'm just going to dip that in and pull it right back out. And that's as wet as I need it to be right there. I'm just going to throw it onto that little disc.
Heather?
Yes?
You can probably lean your camera forward and we'll probably be able to see your work.
I can probably what?
Lean your laptop.
I'm actually going to pause that.
Huh?
What did you say?
I said you can lean your laptop forward.
Oh, forward? Okay.
Yep, there we go.
And good.
Keep going down to your work area.
All right.
You can do it.
So can you see this now?
Nope, bring it down some more. A little bit more where we can see it, but only half.
Your tummy?
No, your tummy's almost out of the area now. Get a little down, a little more.
Okay.
Oh, way too close. Nope, way too close. Okay, coming back up a little bit. Sorry. And then just pull the bowl back towards you.
This back here.
Yeah, if you can bring it that extra inch that it's showing towards you. Here we go. Okay, now that's like filling the whole screen.
That's perfect.
That's your work area.
Okay, so this is now my workspace. It's like 2 by 2 inches. No, just joking. Okay, so I have my scraper from Icing Images, and I'm just going to take that and scrape across, and I'm basically going to just work it in. It's almost like your palette knife painting. So you're scraping it up and then pushing it onto itself and scraping it up and pushing it onto itself. Now, if you find that this is too dry, because this one is a little dry, I'm just going to grab a tiny bit more water with the edge of my scraper, and I'm going to add that in, just so I can get it into a paste form, because you want to be able to make this so that it actually pipes. So when it gets to about this consistency, it's pipeable.
How would you describe that consistency?
I would describe that as almost a thick royal icing.
Okay.
Is what I would describe it as. So now I'm just going to set this aside, and I'll put this down so maybe it's easier to see. I've just got to grab my piece of acetone. Whoops, in here. And you're going to see where I had scraped this other one on this. So these are the ones that I piped, and they're now pretty rigid. They have flexibility, but they're nice and dry. And I put them in the dehydrator for about, probably about 45 minutes to get them to be this rigid. So you still have flexibility.
So you took that paste and put it in a piping bag and piped it?
I actually didn't even put it in a piping bag. I'll show you right now.
Woo!
I
That's
put
cool.
it in a Ziploc bag and I cut the tip. Can you see that?
Yep.
Okay. So I put it in there and then I just twisted up the bag just like this. And I'll try to pipe a piece here in my little tiny space. So I just touch down like you do with royal icing. And then I just pulled it up and then touch it down. And I wanted it to be a little thicker than this to have more body and more strength. So I just added another line of it down the side. Okay. And then you just let it dry, or you can put it in the dehydrator so you can use it faster. And that's what my little quote unquote ribbon on the top of my cookie is made out of. So then what I did to attach my moth to this after I did the cookie. So on this cookie, we'll just pop this through on the top. We're going to just stick it down in here. Now this one is a little bit thinner than the last one. So what I could do is, and I will do, is take a sixlet. I'm sure everyone here that does cookies and cakes knows what a sixlet is. They're those beautiful little pearls. Pearl
Six.
candies, like almost like chocolate M&M kind of in the middle of them. So you can actually glue that, whoops, as that one rolls to the floor. We'll just get a new one now.
We do have
And
a
you can glue
question.
that right in place with royal icing or chocolate or whatever you want to do. And then I attached my moth in the same way with chocolate on the bottom of this. So what I'm going to do, if I can find it, my moth, I'm actually going to use some royal icing that I have here to attach this. And don't mind my color. So I'm just going to, let's see, I'm going to actually just leave it right there. And I'm going to pipe this into the middle just to fill that hole in. And that's going to secure that little ribbon right where it is. Okay. And
Can
it's
you
not
hear
going
me?
to do anything to my print or anything like that. And then I'm going to take one of my little sixlets and attempt to stick that in there. Okay, so that's my little top. It's done and ready to roll. So we're just going to set that aside for now and let it dry without dropping it. Okay, so I'm going to pop this out of the way. And I'm going to take the bottom of my cookie.
I don't think she can hear me, guys. We'll wait till she gets to the end.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Dr. Susie has a question.
Well, what's the question?
Can you use the gold flex frost and pipe gold lettering with it once you get it to the consistency that you just demonstrated?
Absolutely.
Good.
You can actually pipe flex frost any color as long as you get it to a pipeable consistency, which is what I showed you, and you can do anything with it. I have piped on cello sheets to make butterfly wings. So I made the butterfly wing outline and put all of the piping in that, and then I covered it in isomalt. Like there's just so many uses for flex frost that people just don't even think of. And I'm sure there's stuff that I haven't thought of either. So that is a really cool medium to work with.
Awesome. Now, can you move the cookie towards you? Because it's
Yep,
halfway out of the frame.
sure.
A little
Is
more.
that good? A little more? I'm coming
Yeah.
off.
There we go. We're good.
Okay, what if I set it right here? Can you see it there?
Yes, we can.
Oh, perfect. That's better. That's at least a flat spot. Okay, so now I'm going to actually attach this cookie. Oh, I should show you. This is one side, and this is the other side. And I've sprayed it with, let me see, where is it? I've sprayed it with my gold iridescent dust from Icing Images.
That stuff's
Bling
awesome.
highlighter. And it's so beautiful. Like, And I'll give you a little hint. This is this little pro tip. When you guys are printing dark colors like this, if you spritz some of that highlighter dust on there, it doesn't bleed in your bag when you seal it.
Whoa.
Just FYI. So there's my little tip of the day. So I'm going to attach these right onto my base like this. So I'm just going to pipe a little bit here, and we're going to stick it and just hold it there for a couple of seconds because we're going to build this box. Okay, make sure it's going to stay. And I think, let's see, I'll go this way. I'm hoping you can still see me. So I'm just putting a line of that royal icing. And I don't usually pipe with tips, but I had the tip on for cookies that I was making a couple of weeks ago, and I just thought, oh, I'll just swap that tip out for the round tip and use it for this. So I'm just going to hold that until it sticks together a little. And then we're going to take our cutie patootie ones, and we're going to stick those on. So I'm going to turn my box.
Hey, Heather, can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you tilt the laptop screen up a little bit? We'll get
I
more.
sure can. Is that
perfect? Good? A little teeny more, little teeny more, little teeny more. Almost there.
More? Okay.
Yes. Beautiful.
This is hilarious.
Okay,
so now I'm just going to pipe, because I want to attach here. I'm going to pipe up one side here, down the side over here, and then across the bottom. And then we're going to stick it on. Now, I don't know if you noticed or not, but the sides are a different size than, like these sides right here that are colored are a different size than the paint your own sides. Now you can take a paintbrush and clean this edge up. I don't seem to have one right handy to me. Oh, maybe I do. No, I don't. Thought I did. So I'm not going to worry too much about it tonight. But just know that you can clean that right up. No problem. Okay, and then we're going to make sure I got that the right way. Make sure you put them the right way up. So now I'm going to put this little guy on, and I managed to get royal icing on it. Where is the royal icing coming from? Oh, it's on my fingers. Duh. Whoopsie. Okay. Whoops. There goes my Flex Frost jumping into the picture again. Okay, I'm going to slide this sideways. Okay, so now I'm doing the bottom and up the sides. Whoops. And up this side. And then we're going to attach that. And then technically our box is done. Ta-da! So of course, since it's royal icing and I just managed to get on there. Anyway, because it's royal icing that's not thick royal icing, you have to let it sit for a while before you can work with it anymore. So we're going to swap back to our other piece. I'm just going to slide this out of the way if I can and wipe my table off because I got royal icing on the bottom of it. Imagine that I made a mess. Okay. So I'm going to pull my little thing back over here. This is my top. And I'm going to set it right there for a second because I'm going to show you something else that you can do for your surprise on the inside. So I made this little ghostio. Can you see him?
He's adorable.
Isn't he cute?
He is.
And he is Smart Sheet. So what I did is I just took, I'm going to set him aside here. Actually, I'm going to move this aside too. So I took some of the paper potion and I took a scrap piece. Again, guys, don't throw your scraps away. Keep them. So I had a scrap piece of Smart Sheet and I just sprayed it. I'm not going to right now because it's got enough. Well, actually, I might spray just a little bit. Just on the back of it. So I just give it a little spritz. Just like that. And I'm going to bring my piece of acetate back over so I can work off of it. Maybe. No, maybe not. I'll use this. I'll use my glow in the dark cookie thingy. Whatever this is, cookie turntable cover. I don't know what you call it. So then I use, this is about a 2-inch cookie cutter. And I literally just pressed down and I just gave it a twist back and forth to kind of work that so that I would know where I wanted to tear. So you can see kind of a little indentation. So that's where I wanted to tear the paper to give the ghost a little bit of a rough edge. So I just kind of tore around and I wasn't careful. I just was kind of going around. I'm going to take that piece off. And then so that you kind of get a circular shape is basically what I was doing. So I'm just ripping it. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. As you can see, I'm not being perfect. And because I've sprayed that paper potion on this, it's giving it more flexibility. So what I did then is I'm actually going to take the cover off of this because it'll be easier to show you. So this is just the cover off of my paper potion. And I pushed this down around and maneuvered the paper in such a way so that it folds over on itself. So it gives that paper memory. So when you pull it off of that cover, it still has memory. So then I just kind of pinch the top.
Oh no, did we lose her? Oh no, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. She's coming right back. I can see it, I can see it. 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna switch it in just a second. What? Oh, she's very garbled. Give it just a second because she is extremely blurred. I think maybe. Yeah, that was the phone that wasn't working well before, so they're working on it. Yeah, maybe. Let's see. She's coming. And Kelly, I did see your question. I just haven't been able to ask her yet, so I will. So while we're doing that, who here has ever tried that moonlight highlighter dust that she showed? It's really cool. I selected it because it's supposed to be like, I don't know how you, actually that one is the iridescent. Sorry, I'm totally confused. We have a moonlight one, which is a really cool color. It's like a blackish color and it's sparkly and shiny and stuff. And of course it's all 100% edible, but the one she had was called gold iridescence. And it doesn't really say gold to you. It says all these other colors, but it has a gold tint to it, sort of. It's amazing. So it has to impress me for me to get it. And because there's 5,000 different colors out there and shimmers and things like that. So for that, it blew me away. It blew me away. So when you show it on the screen, it definitely will not show how awesome it is in person. So we have, I think, 3 colors. We have the gold that's not in a spray. We have the moonlit, and that's not in a spray. That's like the little pots. And then we have the gold iridescent, and it's cool. And maybe I'll look at another color eventually. So I love it. Let's see what you all are saying. She said the black sparkly dust would look really good on black flex frost. Oh yeah, it looks good on white too. It looks good on that. It's so cool because it's just an unusual color. And Stacy says, I love all the bling dust. Moonlit looks amazing in black icing. All right. And Kelly's going to look into it. Jessie has them. She loves them, which is awesome. So while we're waiting and they're working on it, I can see kind of what's going on in the background. Tell me, everybody, what your favorite Icing Images product is. Which one? And you can tell us over on Instagram. I can see comments when you comment as well. Let's see. Oh, I think she's coming back.
Okay, I hear you. Can you hear me? Now I can't hear you. What the heck? Hello? What is going on?
Purchase. And here she is. She's a little.
What's going on?
You're blurry, my dear. Not as bad as you were before.
It's so weird. And I lost you on the computer. Well, crap.
We're getting there. We're getting there. All right. While they're figuring all that out, are you going to try the computer? Because you look like a Minecraft guy.
Well, but the computer kicked out for some reason.
When all fails, reboot. Reboot.
This is so weird, but I can see you on the computer. I just don't see me. Like,
that's fine. Let's go ahead and reboot.
Okay, I'm going to shut the computer off then.
Okay, and in the meantime, I'm going to tell you all what's going to happen in the next couple weeks. So I am actually going to take a vacation, a real one, with little work that I'm going to do. But I'm going on that Artie Magoo cruise with Becky Norton. She's going to be my roommate. I'm not sure how that's going to go, but we'll find out. I'm sure we'll have lots of stories. And I don't usually take vacations. I take my laptop with me everywhere I go. So Heather, we're working on Heather still. I don't know, Lori, if you want to take her off until it's time. There we go. So Stacy Barr, the edible tech guru, is going to be me. I'm so sorry. Now, he's an awesome dude, and he can actually mimic me and all the questions I ask and all that good stuff. And so, yes, you are, Stacy. And so the next two, one is going to be Don Joyner, and he usually comes up with these amazing projects that are very detailed. And then the next one's going to be Emily. Emily Miller is coming on as well. And then, you know what? It's going to be election day, and we're going to take that day off because that's the day I'm coming back. And we're going to pray for our world. That's all. So that's what's going on for the next 3 weeks, and then everything will resume as normal. And you all have to definitely give me a report on Stacy and see if he should be. We can have fun. Well, we don't have fun when I'm here. Come on. So, by the way, for those of you who have not been on, the Icing Images is not actually me. I'm Deb Coughlin. That's actually Lori in the background causing problems.
It's all Lori's fault. No, she's brilliant.
It is her fault, and she does that, and it's okay because that's why we love her. So, and I won't be able to watch it either, I don't think, because I think it's the middle of the night for me when this comes on. So anyway, so we're going to do the Artie Magoo crew. It's going to be fun. And have an amazing adventure. Everything's going to be an adventure with Becky Norton. Should be interesting. I'll know the real Becky. We're going to spend lots of time together. Yep, it is trouble in the making, of course. She actually dubbed us Lucy and Ethel. She's Lucy, by the way. So that gives you an idea of how much trouble we're going to cause. But it'll be great. So I'm looking forward to it. Everybody can still get me, just not live, So yeah, so that's that. And I understand too, Sydney is on. And Sydney, do you have like 2 tickets left for your semi retreat in January? Because I think one opened up from what your mom was saying. So she'll answer in just a second because there's a delay, and they're working like crazy in the back trying to get this done. But the semi retreat is, she's got one ticket left. Ooh, one ticket for anybody to grab. Semi retreat is in January, and I don't have it on this calendar. Oh, yes, I do. It is the week of the 20th, from what I can see on my calendar. That is the best event in the US in our genre that there is. It is unlike anything else. It is a totally chill atmosphere. They do some phenomenal classes. Dawn, no, wait. Tell us who's going to be there. And there's lots of tickets for demo days, because that's like, you can come in one evening if you're local and visit, and we have games, and I do the games, so that's going to be crazy. We had to cut back because I got a little too crazy with the games. They're working. I can see them. They're coming, guys. They're coming. Hang tight. Thank you for hanging tight. But it is the Dawn Butler, Don Joyner, Sydney, I think, are the teachers. And it's such a relaxed atmosphere. You can make so many really good connections. A lot of ideas are born there, a lot of them. That's where I actually met Stacy, and I'm like, this guy's pretty interesting. He's different than everybody else. And sure enough, our relationship bloomed from there, and he became he was dubbed the Edible Tech Guru. Crystal, I met you there as well. There's lots of people that we met, and it's just such a wonderful atmosphere that you don't want to miss. It's amazing. That's all I can say. That's the event I look forward to the most of the year. So it's like, when is it? It's on my calendar, and nothing's getting in my way. So definitely come and join us. You can check it out at simicakes.com. Trying to think what else. Also coming up, October 20th, I am a finalist for the Cake Collaborator magazine. Something about contributions to the industry. I didn't quite understand it, but I got nominated. And we find out that day. So will it be a good birthday or okay birthday? We'll find out. You'll probably see that listed online and then on our email, which if you're not on our list, you can visit icingimages.com and get on our list. I'm seeing movement there. I'm seeing movement. How we doing, Lori? Ooh.
Okay. Can you hear me?
I see my screen. Is that what you wanted? Do you want a different screen? That's the backstage. You can see what goes on our lives. Is it plugged in? Okay, just checking. That's okay. Hold on a second. We will have, I'm going to go off screen. We will have blurred Heather. Because we do need to go on, and we can make things out. Oh, wait, I'm back. It's a merry-go-round. So we're just going to go with blurred Heather, because we can definitely make you out.
Okay.
We can see that you're laughing. We just probably won't be able to read anything. Are you guys good with that? Because I'm running out of things to say. So
I don't know what's happening.
All right. You're demoing still, so you're on your phone, right?
Yeah, I had to switch to my phone. I have it on the computer, but I don't know what's happening with the computer either. It's so weird. Okay.
It's all good.
Well, everything's going against us tonight. So
sorry, get that one off. There we go. Okay, can you turn your computer or your phone carefully so that we can see your work area, or are you done demoing that stuff?
No, I was gonna bring you. Is this better? Did I just lose you again?
No, we're here.
Okay. There's just a lag, so it looked like I lost you.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Okay. So I'm just
And
going to do
everybody
this
stayed with
because
us.
I'm
Thank you,
afraid to
guys.
move you.
It's okay.
Okay, so I had made the little smart sheet ghost. See, my brain's farting now. And then I have some of the food doodler pens. So I just drew a little face on. So I'll try to do it upside down so you can see. So I'm doing little eyeballs. He's going to be a wonky looking ghost. And a mouth. Woo! So there we go. Ta-da!
Yay, blurry ghost.
Yay! And then, because I'm blurry, you can't tell anyway.
No, we know his nickname is Blur. Blur.
Oh my gosh. So then I'm going to take the top of my cookie box, and I have these two little strands. I'm just going to bring them down carefully because I don't want them to break, because they will break, just so you know. You have to be very careful. And speaking of breaking, I'm actually going to pop them off a little bit because they seem a bit long. Where are my scissors? Oh, here they are. So I'm just going to cut them off just a smidge because I don't want them hanging down too far. So I'm going to take my royal icing again, and I'm just going to pipe some royal icing right here. Now, normally for this one, I probably would use chocolate just because it dries faster, but I have royal icing at my fingertips, so that's what we're going to use. And then you can stick your little ghost on. And again, you're going to have to let it dry, but when you pull that out of the box, then it's going to be the little ghosty is your surprise. So what I did in the other box, I'll just let this one dry. We're just going to put it back over here and let it dry. And what I did in the other box is I actually put candies in it. You can line the bottom of it with candies and then put your little surprise in there. So when somebody opens that up for Halloween, birthday, whatever, it could be any Christmas, any different holiday, whatever you want to use it for, then they have a little treat inside too, along with their cookie treat. So the other thing that I did is, as you can see, none of these edges are finished. So I'm just going to show you a quick and easy way to finish those edges. So I'm going to take that same royal icing, and I'm going to come up here so you can actually see it better. I know I'm blurry, but
well,
so
we see what you're doing.
So I'm just going to take it and I squeeze a little bit to push that out, like a little bulbous kind of spot. And then I go off center. So it's almost like a heart that's askew, a heart shape that's askew, to finish off that edge. You can paint this edge using that same, the bling highlighter dust instead of doing this if you want to. If you're going to do that, then you can mix it with the paper potion to make a paint, or you can use vodka and just paint those edges instead of doing this. But this is a great way to finish that off and make it look really cute. You could even paint the edge and then pipe the edge if you want to be bougie. So yeah, so there's your little cookie box. Ta-ta!
Awesome.
We made it through, sort of.
Yay!
So that is that, guys. So
awesome.
I hope you guys do this. And don't forget to send me a message on my Facebook page, Carlo Cakery, if you want those little digital files to use on your cookies.
Awesome. So can you post, where'd she go? There she is. One more thing off. Take her computer. There we go. Woohoo! So can you post on the Icing Images page or tag us the final product, like a bunch of different pictures?
Sure.
That would be awesome. And then she'll also be on the Carlo Cakery Facebook page as well. So Absolutely. You can come and see that. It will be awesome to see it. But yeah, she showed up. We saw everything before she finished it. So we saw the beautiful images. So we kind of know how that worked. So awesome. We did it. We
got
did
through
it.
We got through it. Even though I'm
We got through
pixelated.
it. We always get through it. Kelly did have a question before, something about the edges. Let me see. Let me go back up. Kelly, it was early on. And let's see. Let's go. Do you use a microplane on the edges of your cookies?
Yes, I do. And thank you for mentioning that, because I couldn't live without my microplane. Especially on square cookies or rectangular cookies, no matter what you do. Like, I bake my cookies. Well, you can tell on this one. Well, maybe you can't because I'm pixelated. Never mind. But I bake on the perforated mats, and it helps with spread. And I use a no spread cookie dough, but cookie dough, no matter what, is going to spread a smidge. It doesn't matter. And especially with square and rectangular cookies, like, it always seems to have like a little wampus here or there. So I do tend to use a microplane, and that's how I end up getting those nice sharp edges. When you're using the microplane, just make sure that you don't go askew on it, because you can come out of a square. So just be careful about that. The other thing to note when you're using a microplane and you're piping royal icing, it sometimes will have a rough edge on the royal icing when it dries, because it's pulling away from different spots that you've broken off, like microscopic spots on the cookie. So it's got a rough edge. Even though it looks nice and smooth, there's still kind of a rough edge on it. So just keep that in mind. This one, I actually had royal iced it and then I microplaned it. So you can do that too, to clean up edges. So if you have a spillover, let's say you dipped cookies and you had a spillover, you can take your microplane and clean that up. So yeah, that's what I live by that thing. Love it.
Awesome.
That was a very long explanation, but yes.
But that was a lot of really good information. And even though you're blurry, we can hear you fine. So it was awesome.
I do have one thing that I wanted to say.
Okay.
And this is something that came to light this week. I don't know what page it was on. I don't know who said it. I don't know. But it was someone who was feeling very negatively about edible food printers. And this person said it made them feel like they were uninspired in their art. And I thought, that's really interesting, because I'm an artist, but I use a big blue all the time. And you know why I use a big blue? It's because it actually it gives me the ability to have time to make cool art. So while that thing's working on other stuff, I have time to make some really cool stuff. And I wish I could show you. I wish I wasn't pixelated, but I would show you one of my collab pieces, because it's friggin' wicked. And because of the big blue, I had time to sit down and make that collab piece that may end up in a magazine, or it gets shared all over the place. Who knows? And if some of you might have seen it, it's Vecta from Stranger Things. So, and the cookie is substantial, but it gave me the opportunity to be able to do that. If I didn't have the blue, and I would have had to hand paint all the cookies that I did 2 weeks ago, and I had to make all those toppers by hand, I wouldn't have had time to do the cool stuff that I want to do. So I just wanted to say that it doesn't stifle my art. It actually gives me a chance to make more art. Do you see what I'm saying? So never feel like these are going to take the place of what you're doing for artwork. They're not. It's basically working smarter, not harder. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's all I wanted to say about that. Because I was just like, I really feel like people need to hear that. They need to know that this machine isn't taking over. Yeah. It's a means to an end. It means that I can take bigger orders, I can make more money, and I can do all the fun stuff on the side. Gotcha. So Dr. Susie commented, I'm sorry, her name is Fred these days, Dr. Fred. She finds it makes her more creative, and she can create newer things with her blue. She loves it. Stacy made an interesting comment. No, he said, no, digital tools are no different than any other tool, like a piping bag. When it comes to artwork, people used to say the same thing about digital photography wasn't as real as 35 millimeter photography. Right. It's like
The thing in business that you have to be careful of is that you're always moving forward, whatever that means. So it doesn't mean you get any edible printer, blue or anything else, and you just do printing. Just do printing. I mean, you can, because it's a great way to make a lot of money. And some people do it that way. They just run their blue all the time. But the artistic side of it, it's important to keep moving and come outside of the box.
Yes.
I watched Dr. Fred, and she, she's did the 3D anaglyph images she created out of that. That is so cool. So she got into the actual artistic on the computer part of it. Absolutely. And she just did something else. And I'm not sure that I'm going to talk about it too much, Dr. Fred, because I asked her to do a live on it. But she's able to really come outside of the box and offer her customers all kinds of things. So definitely, it's like anything else,
Yes. And it's basically this. It's a sign of the times. Like, we are moving into a digital world, and if you fight it, I feel like businesses will become stagnant.
Yes.
And we don't want that. We want to keep going. So, but again, it doesn't stifle the art. Now, I'm a graphic artist. So basically, when I was working in that industry, does it mean that that wasn't art? No, that's still art. I've still put my heart and soul into it. My creativity was in there, everything. But it was all on computer. Some of it was hand drawn, but a lot of it was computer drawn. So I was drawing with Illustrator, working with Photoshop, whatever. But it's still art. So don't ever feel like you're losing your creative juices by using this, that you're going to lose your mojo. That's not how it works.
Right. And then you think airbrush, same thing. It's like, these are all tools to help you do more. Lori said, and where was it? I saw Kelly, it made her sad when she saw that comment. Lori said, Lori Godkin, my creativity was ignited from a flame to a fire. I love graphic arts.
Absolutely.
And Kelly says, for me, if you are doing a logo, it needs to be perfect, and printing is like the best way to do that. So you have different minds coming together and viewing at it differently.
Yes.
But and I've even seen through the years where edible printing was never allowed as part of a competition, and now it is. And because people have gotten so creative. So it's really interesting. In business these days, with this, the way the world is right now, just on the business, you have to be moving. And you have to be changing. And even like in my business, and I'm not decorating, I constantly have to move and come up with something new, and and pivot around what's going on to keep things fresh, because everybody is so drawn to social media and it's constantly moving, and that's what everybody wants to see.
Right.
So it's just interesting. It's interesting. And and then I got plenty of customers that run the machine 12 hours a day, making thousands of cookies a day. And because that's what they're doing with their business. So it just depends on how you view things.
Yeah, it's true.
So, well, thank you for that whole discussion.